Hello, good evening. I am live today from the page of Karwaan Heritage to talk to you about Firoz Shah Kotla. If my voice is audible, please. Is my voice clear? So as they say कि दिल्ली 7 बार बसी और 7 बार उजड़ी, मतलब यहाँ पे 7 शहर दिल्ली के बने. There were 7 major cities that were established in Delhi by various medieval rulers, and then the 8th city is of course Lutyens, which is called New Delhi today. So when Firoz, the earliest city of course is Lal Kot. Lal Kot is the city that was established by the Tomars and then Chauhan, and this is in Mehrauli. मेहरौली में आप जाएंगे तो वो आज संजय वन कहलाता है वो एरिया. वहाँ पे आपको दीवारें भी दिख जाएंगी लाल कोट की. दिस इज़ द सिटी विच एंड कुतुब कॉम्प्लेक्स एंड ऑल वर ऑल अ पार्ट ऑफ दैट लाल कोट. एंड व्हेन Muhammad bin Ghori defeated Prithviraj Chauhan in the battle in 1192, he also set up his kingdom, his capital in Delhi in the Lal Kot Mehrauli area. So as such, Mehrauli is the first city of Delhi. So that is where the Delhi Sultans ruled from. But that was a city which did not have any running water. It was on the ridge, so it was a very it was very strategically placed because it could be defended very easily. And when there was a Mongol menace, then Alauddin Khilji built the second city of Delhi, which was called Siri, and it's today's Haus Khas area. And he is, as we know, one of the few people who actually managed in the world who managed to defeat the Mongols, and he kept Delhi and India safe from the Mongols. After that, the third city was Tughlaqabad, established by Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. Today you can see it. It's not much left of that area that he built. And then fourth city was Jahanpana, which is today's Begumpur and Malviya Nagar area. And then the fifth city of Delhi, which is what we are going to talk about, is Firozabad. Now, Firoz Shah Kotla came to the throne in the middle of the 14th century after the death of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, and he decided that he wanted to build his own city. Now, as they say कि शहर बसाना तो इतना आसान काम नहीं होता है, उजाड़ना ज़्यादा आसान होता है कि आपने 2 मिनट में उसे उजाड़ दिया, लेकिन बस्ती बसती है, बहुत वक्त लगता है. So the reason why Firoz Shah wanted to shift the city and make a new city was because the population had grown, and all the previous 4 cities that I've talked about were depending on water reservoirs for their water supplies. This is the first time that a city we see is now being established on the banks of the river Yamuna. तो फिरोजाबाद को जमुना के किनारे बसाया गया, and काफ़ी बड़ा एरिया था फिरोजाबाद का, and part of Shahjahanabad was also in फिरोजाबाद. अगर आप जाएंगे तो as you enter from तुर्कमान गेट, वो एरिया सब फिरोजाबाद में ही था. and तारीख फ़िरोज़ शाही में शम्स हफ़ीज़ लिखते भी हैं कि जो वो बुलबुली खाना है वह सुल्तान रज़िया इज़ बेरिड इज़ वन ऑफ द विलेजेस ऑफ Firozabad. So that is how we know that this is the grave of Sultan Razia, because it's mentioned in Futuhat-e Firoz Shahi, Tarikh-e Firoz Shahi, sorry. And you have one mosque there also, Kala Masjid. तो ये तो था. And then Ridge, where the university is, जहाँ पे आज वो है बाड़ा हिंदू राव हॉस्पिटल है, हिंदू राव हॉस्पिटल, and that established in that place, बाड़ा हिंदू राव. That was also part of Firozabad. वहाँ पर उन्होंने अपना एक शिकारगाह बनाया था, कुश के शिकार. And then you have Malcha Mahal, which has also been in news recently, and because of the people living there, वो भी उनका एक शिकारगाह था. So काफ़ी बड़ा एरिया इन्होंने बनाया. एंड व्हाट वी नो टुडे एज कुश के फिरोज शाह, जो आज हम जिसको कुश मीन्स किला, तो जिसको हम आज कहते हैं फिरोज शाह कोटला, दिस वाज द मेन पैलेस एंड द लिविंग एरिया ऑफ द वेयर रेजिडेंशियल palace of Firoz Shah Tughlaq. And this is of course a very beautiful place and one of my favorites in Delhi, and I go there quite regularly. Especially I go there on a Thursday. I don't know whether you have gone on a Thursday or not, but Thursday को वहाँ के ऊपर हाज़री लगती है. कहते हैं कि because they say that कि यहाँ पे जिन्स रहते हैं, then people come here for हाज़री, मन्नत मानने आते हैं, मन्नत बढ़ाने आते हैं. खूब ज़र्दा पुलाव बढ़ता है वहाँ पे थर्सडेज को, तो बहुत रौनक रहती है, बहुत लोग आते हैं वहाँ पे. People come even to just picnic and have a good time from areas which are congested. So as I said, I go there very often. बस एक सेकेंड, ये घंटी बज जाए. This is my cuckoo clock. So the first time that I visited Firoz Shah Kotla, many years ago, I asked, I used to live in Dubai, I came here, I asked the taxi wala, can you take me to Firoz Shah Kotla? And he said yes, of course, and he took me there, and he took me to the stadium. And I said, no, this is not where I want to go. And he said, but there is no other Firoz Shah Kotla. The only Firoz Shah Kotla that I know about is the stadium where Anil Kumble took 10 wickets. And then I said, no, there's a castle here, there's a medieval fort here. And then, of course, he took me to, it's just the next to it, he took me there. But I realized that very few people knew about the fort. And it was basically only famous because of the people who are coming there for the mannats and the hadris and to meet and petition the jinns. That is what it was famous for. Not many people now understand or realize that it was the fifth city of Delhi. It was the center of the fifth city of Delhi. So as you enter into the fort, there's a huge gate, that's the Bada Darwaza. So when you go in, you realize that this is a prototype of the fortresses which were later made by the Mughal, where you have a demarcated area for a Diwan-e-Aam, for a Diwan-e-Khas, then you have a masjid, then you have an area for the residential quarters of the king, as well as ladies, separate, the saying ladies, zanana. And all this opens onto the river bank. So I'll show you a picture because this has been reconstructed by the can you see this? ASI has made a reconstruction of this, of what it must have looked like, and you can imagine that not much remains today because most of it has got destroyed, but this is what the Firoz Shah Kotla, the entire citadel, looked like. And this is what the riverfront would have looked like. Now when you go past that place, there is no riverfront there, now there's a road, but from that road you can see a few of the buildings, and what you see very clearly is the minar. Now that minar is the most fascinating part of Firoz Shah Kotla, sorry. That is was one of the pillar edicts of Ashoka, and Firoz Shah was a very, very keen conservationist, a very keen lover of heritage, and he goes there, near Delhi to a place near Meerut, and there he finds this, and he has no idea what it is, and he brings it. I'll answer all your questions later on. These sketches, these are books which are available in the ASI. You can buy them from there. They are called memoirs. So when Firoz Shah saw this, he was very impressed, and he gave order. There were two of them. He gave order that these pillars should be transported to Delhi, to his palace. And there is this book called Sirate Firoz Shahi, written in the 20th year of his reign, and that describes the bringing of the pillar. Now from here, one line which struck me a lot, that in Sirate Firoz Shahi, the writer is unknown. He writes, this pillar, high as heaven, is made of a single block of stone and tapers upward, being broad at the base and narrow at the top. Seen from 100 farsang, that's 2.5 miles, seen from 100 farsang, it looks like a hillock of gold, as the sun where it spreads its rays in the morning. And that is why they call this the Minare-Zareen or the golden pillar. It's of sandstone and it was burnished. The stone was so bright and burnished that it used to look golden. And he says, no bird, neither angle nor crane, can fly as high as its top. And arrows, whether khadang or khatai, cannot reach to its middle. Matlab, he is just now describing how beautiful and majestic and tall this pillar is. If thunder were to rage about the top of this pillar, no one could hear the sound owing to a great distance between the top of the pillar and the ground. It seemed so high. And do you know what these people thought when they saw this pillar? They had no explanation, because by then the script, nobody could read the script that Ashoka had used there, and they didn't understand what it was. So the only explanation the villagers could give Firoz Shah was when he had gone there, कि ये भीम की लाठी है, because Bhim, one of the Pandava brothers, supposed to be a giant of a man, तो जब वो गाय और ये बकरी हाँकते थे तो वो इस लाठी का इस्तेमाल करते थे. So they call it भीम की लाठी, which I found so sweet. So, and then he goes on, the writer of Sirate Firoz Shahi is describing it, and he says, is it the lot tree of paradise, Tuba, which the angels may have planted in this world, or is it the heavenly Sidra, which the people imagine to be a mountain? Now in Islamic, the saying, as per Islam, there is a tree in heaven called Tuba, and Sidratul Muntaha, these are all stages inside heaven. So when they saw this, they said, is this one of the trees from, is this the Tuba tree, and has it come here from heaven? And of course, then after that, Firoz Shah said that I want this pillar brought to my new citadel. And how did they bring it? They wrapped it up. Now this was a very valuable pillar, and they could not afford for it to fall down, so they wrapped it up in hide and cotton, and then they started digging it. And when they were digging to uproot it and bring it here, what they did was they ordered, and there were 2 pillars, so I'm talking of just one, and both the same technique was used for both. So he ordered that there should be all the semal ka rui, these flowers jisme se rui nikalti hai, that all the same cotton from all the nearby villages should be brought and spread around. तो पूरे चारों तरफ रुई बिछाई गई, फिर ताकि वो अगर गिरे तो वो पेड़ जो है वो उसको कोई चोट ना आए. And then पेड़ के लिए pillar को, and then the pillar was slowly lowered onto the rui, and then from there it was put onto carts. Each cart had 42 wheels, and it was pulled by so many people. And then उसको वो जमुना के किनारे लाते हैं, जमुना पे फिर वो एक ship में चढ़ाते हैं. And see, can you see this? So this is the pillar being transported, and these are pictures from Sirate Firoz Shahi. अब ये ship है. This is the ship in which the pillars are going. And these were ships which could take, he describes the ship, he says the ship could carry up to 4,000, 8,000 months of weight. And these were ships which were used for carrying grains down the Jamuna. Or फिर जब जमुना पे when these pillars come, then Firoz Shah himself goes to receive the pillar. तो एक जो था वो तो खैर इसमें लगा है फिरोज शाह कोटला में. One was put in Kush ke Shikhar on the ridge. That one unfortunately fell down and it broke, and only a very small part of it remains. तो अब can you imagine when he is saying कि अगर यहाँ नीचे तूफान आएगा या बारिश होगी तो ऊपर पता नहीं चलेगा. So कितना लंबा है, but when we go you see only part of it, because a major part of it is sunk into the building that was built, the pyramidical building. उसके अंदर उसको sink किया गया ताकि कभी गिरे ना. So the building was kept, the building साथ साथ बनती गई और मस्जिद के ठीक सामने बनाई गई building बनती गई, and the pillar खड़ा होता गया, so that nothing can happen to the pillar. And that pillar is of course one of the most valuable relics we have in Delhi related to Ashoka. एक और अशोका का rock edict है in east of Kailash, लेकिन this is one of the major relics of Ashoka. So Firoz Shah recognized it and he brought it and he kept it here. तो उन्होंने अच्छा, and then there was a bridge which was connected between, आपने देखी होगी वहाँ पे जो मस्जिद है, उस मस्जिद के और इसके बीच में उन्होंने एक bridge बनाया था so that it could be connecting. That bridge has fallen down now, but we can still go up to the top of the and see the pillar, to the top of the pyramidical base. तो anyway हम वापस आते हैं फिर. तो जब हम घुसते हैं, जब अंदर दाखिल होते हैं फिरोज शाह कोटला में, तो we come into the first part of it which is was called महले सहने गीली, or the palace of the clay court. I have described all this in my book, The Forgotten Cities of Delhi. There is a big chapter on Firoz Shah Kotla in that, and you will find all this there. So as you enter into the Mehle Sehne Gili, the palace of the clay court. Another name for it was Mehle Angur, or palace of the grapes. This was for the reception of the high nobles, dignitaries, officials, and distinguished literary men. The second part of the palace was the Mehle Chhajjai Chobi, palace of the wooden gallery, and it was used for the reception of the principal personal attendants. Then the third was the Mehle Bari Aam, or the palace of the public court, जैसे दीवाने आम अब आपको मिलता है लाल किले में, and it was also called the Sehne Miyangi, or the central quadrangle. This is the last building in the sequence, and some of it is still standing. If you go in, you will find that. And this was used for general receptions by Sultan Firoz Shah. But today if you go there, there is this one big room there where जिसमें कहते हैं कि हाज़री होती है, and it is said to be the abode of jinns, and on Thursdays there are mendicants sitting there dispensing taweez, charms and advice. This is also called the Dher Wale Baba Ka Mazar. And as whenever I've gone there, I've seen people there, and एक वहाँ पे visitor हैं गुड्डू, who told me कि इसके ऊपर कभी बैठना नहीं, because ये किसी one of the jinn saints उनकी ये कब्र है, so इसका पूरा एहतराम करना चाहिए. And whenever you go there, just be careful. Like yesterday somebody was telling me on Instagram, he messaged me and said I'm very scared of going there. आप साफ दिल से जाइए, कोई डरने की कोई बात नहीं है. And whether you believe or you don't believe, अब in anything supernatural, there is no harm. आप जाके किसी की जो भी आस्था है, कभी किसी को वो करने की ज़रूरत नहीं. But this is what. And now, अच्छा, the other thing is that people keep talking about the jinn saints, but कभी किसी आपको till before 1970s, you will never find any reference to jinns in this place. Except for one or two, कभी कभी एक दो कुछ मिल जाते हैं. So this they say, इसके एक लड्डू शाह थे जो आए 1976 में इमरजेंसी के ज़माने में, जब तुर्कमान गेट तोड़ा गया था, तो he came there and he brought, वो बीन बहुत अच्छी बजाते थे, because of which the jinn started coming and now they go there. तो आप जाइए तो वहाँ पे आप देखिएगा कि हर जो बहुत बड़ा मदरसा चलता था, and मदरसा, let me tell you again, is a school. It's an educational institution where everything is taught, secular and religious subjects. तो वहाँ बहुत बड़ा ये स्कूल चलता था इन फिरोज शाह कोटला के जामा मस्जिद के नीचे. एंड दोज सेल्स आर ऑल नाउ, यू नो, आप जाएंगे उसमें अगरबत्ती जल रही होगी, कहीं पे दिए जल रहे होंगे, कहीं कुछ. एंड यू विल फाइंड पेटिशंस टू द जिन सेंट्स आउट देयर. शादी के लिए खास तौर से, कोर्ट केसेस के लिए वहाँ पे आपको मिलते हैं. एंड दीज आर ऑल, यू नो, लाइक people from all faiths and religion and all over the place come and put their petitions there. तो आप वहाँ जाइए, फिर वो देखिए. एंड देन अच्छा, एज यू एंटर, तो आपको सबसे पहले जो आपको जिन सेंट मिलते हैं वो नन्हे मियाँ मिलते हैं, विच इज़ अ ह्यूज विंडो आउट देयर, जिसके सामने लोग आके पैसे रखते हैं और चिपकाते हैं. एंड अगेन ऑन थर्सडेज यू विल फाइंड पीपल प्रेइंग देयर. नाउ टू कम बैक टू द वे फिरोज शाह हैड मेड इट, these palaces were whitewashed and decorated with paintings of sceneries and portraits. And वहाँ के ऊपर, मतलब अगर आप जाएंगे तो यू विल फाइंड दैट जो जनाना अपार्टमेंट में, उसमें कुछ पेंटिंग्स आपको अभी भी दिख जाएगी, लाल वाल दीवारों पे जो डेकोरेशन है. And there was from Shams Tariq-e-Firoz Shahi, we come to know that there was a tase gadhiyal, or a plate bell, which was invented by the Sultan and was placed on the top of the darbar of the Kotla, and this was a source of awe for the people. He was greatly loved by his people and performed great acts of charity. एक वहाँ के ऊपर फिरोज़ाबाद में एक चिड़ियों का अस्पताल भी चलता था. आज के दिन जो श्री दिगंबर जैन लाल मंदिर है वहाँ पे चिड़ियों का अस्पताल जो है, बर्ड हॉस्पिटल इज़ वेरी फेमस. So there used to be a bird hospital inside Firozabad also. And then एक बाउली है बहुत खूबसूरत वहाँ पे. Now this is one of the few राउंड बाउलीज विच वी फाइंड इन दिल्ली. ज़्यादातर सारी बाउलियाँ रेक्टेंगुलर हैं एंड इट्स कॉल्ड परियों का कुआं. एंड आई फाउंड एंड ऑफ कोर्स एवरीवन अडैप्ट्स इट टू देयर ओन सेंसिबिलिटी. मतलब जो भी मॉन्यूमेंट्स होते हैं, पीपल अडैप्ट इट टू देयर सेंसिबिलिटीज एंड हाउ दे वांट इट टू बी. सो मैं आपको और दिखाती हूँ इसकी तस्वीरें इसमें. एंड देन यू विल सी द हाउ द Now if you see this, इसमें आप देखिए जो मस्जिद का एरिया है, which is where is the masjid? Now this is the Jami Masjid here. Now you see how it is built. So this is very similar to the Khidki Masjid, which was also built by Firoz Shah Tughlaq. That if you go there, then all on the side there's no central dome, but all on the sides you have small domes, and you can these none of them are now existing, and they've all broken down. So you just have that very majestic stairs going up, and inside the stairs you go up the stairs, and then you see the mosque inside, and it's a functioning mosque. People pray there 5 times a day, and there was a tunnel from that underneath that. Then, as I said, there are already cells underneath it which take you to which were used by the students. फिर वहाँ की जो जामा मस्जिद is one of the 7 that was built by Khan Jahan, and it's really beautiful. If you all haven't gone there, you must go there. It was so grand that Taimur offered prayers there and read a khutbah and ordered a similar one to be made in Samarkand. And it is said that he took the artisans and laborers from here for that. Of course, अभी कुछ ज़्यादा नहीं बचा है, but and what Firoz Shah ये जैसे I just told you that when the pillar was brought to Delhi, it was carried in a boat capable of carrying 2,000 mons, that is 74,700 kgs, and then brought to the Yamuna. Now, how was it raised? Because they brought it flat, and then it had to be raised over there. So, an account of the raising of the obelisk is, when the pillar was brought to the palace, a building was commenced for its reception near the Jami Masjid, and the most skillful architects and workmen were employed. It was constructed of stone and chunam and consisted of several stages or steps. When a step was finished, the column was raised onto it. Another step was then built, and the pillar was again raised, and so on in succession until it reached the intended height. On arriving at this stage, other contrivances had to be devised to place it in an erect position. Ropes of great thickness were obtained, and the windlasses were placed on each of the 6 stages of the pillar. मतलब pillar को उठाते चले जा रहे हैं, and they are making sure that it doesn't slip, and because एकदम से तो ऐसे नहीं खड़ा कर सकते थे. So they are raising it up in stages by building that pyramidal structure around it. The wheels were then turned, and the column was raised about half a gaz. Logs of wood and bags of cotton were then placed under it to prevent it sinking again. In this way, by degrees, and in the course of several days, the column was raised to the perpendicular. Large beams were then placed around it as shawls until quite a cage of scaffolding was formed. It was thus secured in an upright position, straight as an arrow. अब जो है उसको लोग कहते हैं लाट वाले बाबा, because they say the chief of the jinn saints resides inside that. So now the ASI has put a grill around it. पहले जब हम लोग जाते थे तो there was no grill, we could touch it. लेकिन फिर क्योंकि it started getting spoiled, उसमें काफ़ी pollution के भी निशान आ गए हैं लोगों से के छूने से भी. So there now is a grill around it, और you can go around it and see. अच्छा, वहीं पर भी उसी के बगल में there is another very famous दरगाह called दरगाह of Sayyid Badruddin Samarkandi, and the walls of Firoz Shah Kotla were made to go around that dargah. Dargah existed before that. So I don't know how many people are watching, and if anybody has any questions, अगर किसी के कोई questions हैं, कोई सवाल है, then please do ask. और जो एरिया है उसके चारों तरफ एक और एरिया था, दैट वाज कॉल्ड मेहंदियान. तो मेहंदियान इज वेयर टुडेज आज़ाद, मौलाना आज़ाद मेडिकल कॉलेज, दैट वाज आल्सो पार्ट ऑफ फिरोजाबाद, एंड दैट बिल्डिंग इज अगेन वेरी यूनिक. So I can't see any comments. I can't see if anybody who is here. Were the inscriptions in the buried portion of the pillar too? Rajeshwar is asking. No. The way that the Ashoka's pillars were made was that the writing would be at eye level, because these were edicts. He was writing these for people to read and to see. And जो यहाँ के ऊपर edict है उस पे तो conservation and environment के बारे में बहुत कुछ लिखा हुआ है. So there would be nothing in the portion that was sunk. It would be on the portion at eye level, and that portion is still there. You can go and see. You will find that. और उसका तर्जुमा भी हो चुका है. Translation has been done. I have given that translation in my book. I have done a translation of Asarus Sanadid, and that I have given a translation of the pillar के में क्या कहते हैं. हालांकि Sir Sayyid is not given, but Maulvi Zafar Hasan gives, Princeps ने उसको decipher किया था. So, and what were the relations between Firoz Shah Tughlaq and the Delhi Sufis? Very good relations. Firoz Shah used to go to Hazrat Chiragh Delhi. वहाँ जाते थे, वहाँ पे काफ़ी कुछ उन्होंने बिल्डिंग भी बनाई थी. बिकॉज एज आई सेड कि जब ये दरगाह सैयद बदरुद्दीन समरकंदी की जो दरगाह है, दैट वाज ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्टिंग बिफोर द वॉल्स ऑफ फिरोज शाह कोटला वर मेड, एंड ही डिड नॉट अगर आप देखेंगे वो नीचे से जाना पड़ता है, ऊपर से नहीं जा सकते. अगर आप देखेंगे तो वो दीवार को उन्होंने उसके साइड स्टेप किया है. इट्स नॉट अ स्ट्रेट दीवार ऑफ द किला. सो दैट्स अ वेरी बिग थिंग कि आप अपने किले की दीवार को मोड़ के बनाएं कि एक छोटी सी दरगाह के चारों तरफ. So he had, and as I said, he would go to Hazrat Nizamuddin Auliya Dargah. He used to go to Hazrat Chiragh Delhi Dargah and the Mehrauli Qutub Sahib's Dargah. He would go there. So, any other questions you all want to ask? And as I described कि वहाँ पे मैम इस मस्जिद के से सिमिलर समरकंद में भी है. समरकंद में मस्जिद तो है अब, लेकिन कोई it is not exactly the same as this. अच्छा, परियों की बावली इसलिए कहते हैं because they say that paris live inside that बावली, and as the jinn saints live in the rest of the kotla, especially in the lat, that is the pillar. So the paris live inside the बावली, and then you will find women going there and praying to them. Praying क्या मतलब, वो अपने वो लेके जाती हैं, पर्चियाँ वहाँ लगाती हैं, परियों से कहती हैं कि सुन लो. ये सब बिलीफ्स हैं लोगों की. अब आप मानिए चाहे ना मानिए, वो तो अपने ऊपर है. So that is why it was called परियों की. It is still called परियों की बावली. But it's, you know, जैसे आप उसको लाट वाले बाबा कहते हैं, ये तो अपने अपना यकीन की बात है. आप जो भी सोचिए, जो भी समझिए. Did Firoz Shah abandon Jahanpana? He didn't abandon Jahanpana. The Jahanpana became too small. As I said, there were problems of water because as the city grows and as people grow, you need more and more water, and that is why Firozabad had to come to the banks of the river Yamuna. And उसने वहाँ पे ही stripped. अच्छा, ये recycling का जो एक तरीका है वो है तरीका है ऑफ बिल्डिंग. बिकॉज हाउ मच स्टोन्स कैन यू गेट, हाउ मच दिस थिंग कैन यू गेट. पहले तो पत्थरों के बनते थे किले. सो जो भी जहाँपना से और सीरी से आता था, they were supposed to bring a donkey load of stones from there. So they stripped the earlier cities. एक पहले की शहर को strip करके वहाँ के पत्थर ला के ये बनाया, इसके पत्थर ले जाके शाहजहानाबाद बनाया. So that was continuous process of recycling, of taking stones from one building and making another. And yes, the one in DU was also brought by Firoz Shah. They were both brought at the same time. I think aap abhi aaye hain, so I'll show you a picture. You can see these are the pictures of the lat being brought, and since there were two lats that were brought, you can see them both here. In this you will see that there are two columns that are coming. So they were both the same size, but the one in DU has broken. It fell down, and because of some because of some cannon fire or something, and then they could not resurrect it, and they only salvaged the parts which have inscriptions on it. Firozabad was also a walled city, and Shahjahanabad, parts of Shahjahanabad were also it extended with. Okay, I'll read out to you. There were 18 villages in Firozabad, and Tarikh Firoz Shahi mentions that Bulbuli Khana, where Sultan Razia's grave is part of the Firozabad. So he specifically mentions when he's writing how Firozabad is built, he says that Bulbuli Khana where Sultan Razia is buried is part, and that is why that is the proof that Sultan Razia is buried here and not anywhere else. And as I said, that when this Firoz Shah saw this tree, the Sirat-e Firoz Shahi, which is written in his reign, describes the pillar as saying that ye Tuba ka ped hai. Tuba is a tree in heaven, and they say that Tuba ka ped hai, and it is part of heaven, and it is planted here for some reason. And he is so fascinated by it that he gets it brought here. And you can go back and see this later on. I've described how it was brought. Usko pehle Rui se amal ke Rui mein usko litala gaya, phir usko they brought it in boats, and then kaise uthaya gaya, kara gaya. So it was a very, very fascinating and a very tedious and journey bringing it from there to here. And these people they did not understand what this pillar was. They thought it was Bhim ki lathi ke, Bhim, one of the Pandav brothers, ke wo jo hai isko, he used it as. No, Razia is not buried in Kaithal. Razia is buried in Bulbuli Khana. As I just said, that when Tarikh-e Firoz Shahi was written, Tarikh-e Firoz Shahi is written in the 14th century, and very specifically he writes that of the 18 villages that are part of Firozabad, one of the villages is Bulbuli Khana, in which Sultan Razia is buried. The other one we don't know, Puja, we don't know whose grave it is. They say, Sir Syed also writes that ye Ranji Shajji ki grave kehlati hai, Razia and Shazia, her brother, her sister, but we don't know whose grave it is. So, we can only speculate who it is. Now, how many historical monuments were conserved by Firoz Shah? Oh, many. Firoz Shah ke zamane mein, first of all, let's talk of the Qutub Minar. The Qutub Minar was preserved. There was a lightning and strike, and there were 4 stories of the Qutub Minar. 1 that was built by Qutubuddin Aibak, 3 which were built by Iltutmish. So when there was a lightning strike, the chauthi manzil thi, that fell down. So Firoz Shah, when he was trying to repair it, he made the 4th and he made a 5th also. So if you see, 3 are similar and 2 are different in Qutub Minar. So these 2 were built by Firoz Shah. And apart from that, yes, he built a lot of water canals, and abhi bhi wo jo ek canal hai sab wahan se Hisar se, he built a lot of cities also. Hisar, Firozabad ka शहर जो है आगरा के पास, he built a lot of cities. And ये फिरोजाबाद यहाँ पे भी था, वो भी फिरोजाबाद ही कहलाता था in Delhi. So he was a very keen builder and ये बहुत बड़ी बड़ी 7 मस्जिदें हैं दिल्ली के अंदर which he built. As I said, he built a bird hospital. He built Bawlis. There's a Bawli on the ridge which was built by him, जिसमें कहते हैं tunnels से, उस tunnel के through he could ride from Firoz Shah Kotla all the way till here. Firoz Shah was completely abandoned, yes. So this is how things work, that when the next city was built, they started stripping this city. So as I said, they stripped Siri and Haus Khas and Jahanpana to build this. They stripped it of stones. Then they started stripping Firozabad, when they were building Shahjahanabad. That is how things happen. It's, this is recycling. It's a way of life. Now you wanted to ask about the water tanks. So he, as I said, he built a lot of water tanks. And these palaces, as I said, मैंने नाम पहले ही बताया था आपको कि सहने गीली, महल अंगूर. These were the names of the palaces inside Firoz Shah Kotla. And Bariye Aam or Diwane Aam. Then this Bauli, as I said, it's one of the few round Baulis, and it's beautiful. Now it's been closed, you can't go inside, but it is beautiful. If you can go down. And there are water pipes and water tanks and pipe ducts inside Firozabad. What is this? I can't read what Dushyant has written. Any particular reason why the fourth and fifth story made by him were made of marble? Yes, because you see, you cannot replicate what had been made earlier, were made by different people, and he could not get the Tughlaq dynasty wasn't that rich. So though he was making a lot of buildings, he didn't have, and he didn't have the kind of money to make it only of. He made, and unki bhi sensibilities thi, he must have wanted to change it. So they made their construction of the Firoz Shah Tughlaq's construction is very sturdy and very solid, but lacking in decorations. These were cities which he built, Robin, because these were all on the way, and these were all strategic cities, because to help to control the kingdom, to rule it. As I said, ke andar Firoz Shah Kotla ke andar there was the Mahal Sahangili, then there was the Mahal Dik, Mahal Angur, Mahal Chhajja Chobi, that is wooden gallery, and Sehne Meangi. All these things were there, and it was very well decorated. अच्छा पहले के जैसे होता था कि पत्थर की बिल्डिंग बनती थी और प्लास्टर लगा के उसके ऊपर फिर वाइट प्लास्टर उस पे पेंट होता था, and some of it remains in the women's quarter. Rahul, I cannot. I know that Firoz Shah Tughlaq did make a lot of canals and water bodies, but I don't know what was made before that, because we do not have. I have not studied that, so I cannot make claims on something which I have not studied. I know what Firoz Shah, because I study only the medieval history, and that also specifically of Delhi and around here. So I cannot tell you about all this, but yes, he did a lot of work on Delhi canals. But yes, what we can definitely say that he was one of the earliest conservationists, and one who not only built but he also conserved and preserved. Another of his, in fact, the first project which he undertook as a king was the building of the Haus Khas, that is the madrasa over there. And again, I will repeat that madrasa meant any educational institution where religious and secular subjects were taught, and this madrasa was at its time one of the best educational institutions of the world in the 14th century, and he is buried there next to the madrasa. And you will find many the saying, when you go there, it's very popular with especially youngsters because of the water body. The water body was built by, it was a water reservoir built by Alauddin Khilji for the city of Siri. And Sultan Firoz also laid out a lot of gardens, and his chief architect was a person called Malik Ghazi Shehna and Abdul Haq. So these people would have come from Central Asia. And As I said, people do not know much about Firoz Shah Kotla. When they think about Firoz Shah Kotla, they only think of the stadium. But the stadium is named after this citadel and after Firoz Shah. And another of the things which is the best building creation of Firoz Shah Tughlaq, definitely Firoz Shah Kotla and the Jama Masjid hai. It's majestic. And the pyramidical structure which has been built to house the Ashoka's pillar, that is, you have to just see how beautifully it is made. And when you go there, I have been explaining it, when this video is finished you can go through it and see it. Okay, Kartik Kumar says in your book Shahjahanabad is the story of a Mughal king. Yes, that was Alamgir II, and his Wazir lures him into Firoz. Says that, you know, that, as I said, Firoz जो कोटला कहलाता था वो सिर्फ कोटला कहलाता था, कि कोटला was a center of religious, of education and learning over there. तो Alamgir II is told by his Wazir who wanted to get rid of him कि वहाँ पे एक कोई saint आया हुआ है, and that saint will not, he the बहुत मशहूर सूफी सेंट है, बट वो खुद आपके पास नहीं आएंगे, आपको उनके पास जाना पड़ेगा. एंड सो Alamgir goes there and the Wazir tells him कि आप बाहर, let your people stay outside, your guards don't take them in because वो उनको बुरा लगेगा. And when he goes in, तो ये मस्जिद के अंदर ही, जामा मस्जिद के अंदर Alamgir is killed. And then क्योंकि it was on the banks of the river, so he is thrown from, उसी से ऊपर से उनको वो जमुना के उस तरफ फेंक देते हैं मार के. And ये रात की बात थी. Then by the time the soldiers figure out कि बहुत देर हो गई है, where's the Basha, and they come and they hunt for him. Then they find कि वहाँ तो कोई है नहीं. एंड फिर जब वो जाते हैं तो फिर they find him on the banks of the river. और सुबह में कायदा था पहले कि गंगा स्नान, जमुना स्नान के लिए सुबह सुबह जो लोग आते थे, तो वहाँ से there was this book called बज़्म आखिर, and another book दिल्ली की आखिरी शमा. These two books, they are written in the late 19th century, and they describe कि there was this Brahmin lady who was going past there, and she saw, क्योंकि ये लोग बादशाहों को देखते थे, पहचानते थे, and she doesn't know who it is, but she sees कि ये he is obviously very well attired, कि ये बादशाह हो सकते हैं या वो जो भी हैं. She sees him and she keeps sitting with him, next to him, the dead body. और फिर जब उनके वो आते हैं, सिपाही आते हैं, they discover कि यहाँ पर हैं, तो उसके बाद फिर Alamgir's son was Shah Alam. When Shah Alam becomes the king, तो उसका फिर ये शुरू हो जाता है वहाँ पे एक कस्टम इन द लाल किला. एंड इन बज़्म आखिर मिर्ज़ा, ये मुंशी जिन्होंने किताब लिखी है, ही सेज के, मतलब ही हैज सीन इट हिमसेल्फ, ही सेज कि उनके घर के लोग जो हैं अभी भी आते हैं एंड राखी बांधते हैं. द त्यौहार इज कॉल्ड सलोना, कि आके राखी बांधते हैं अपने एज के मुताबिक, के जो बहनें हैं वो उनको बांध, मतलब जैसे दैट लेडी की जो डायरेक्ट वो होंगे, वो उम्र के हिसाब से बादशाह को बांधेंगे, शहजादों को बांधेंगे, आके राखी बांधते हैं. एंड दे गेट अ लॉट ऑफ, मतलब जैसे राखी में दिया जाता है तो रक्षाबंधन में, तो वो रक्षाबंधन में उनको वो मिलते हैं, तोहफे मिलते हैं, सब मिलते हैं. एंड वो उसी इज्जत से उनके घर वाले आते हैं. सलोना कहते हैं इसको. सो दैट्स अ स्टोरी दैट्स डिस्क्राइब्ड बाय टू पीपल रिटन इन द 19th century, एंड दे आर डिस्क्राइबिंग दिस स्टोरी. अच्छा, खूनी दरवाज़ा जो है वो फिरोज शाह ने नहीं बनवाया था, खूनी दरवाज़ा बाद में बना था. एंड इट्स कॉल्ड खूनी दरवाज़ा क्योंकि वहाँ पे 1857 में बहादुर शाह जफ़र के 3 बेटों की और पोतों की खून हुआ था. दे वर किल्ड एंड दे वर शॉट वेरी ब्रूटली बाय मेजर हडसन, and their bodies were left there for some time and then taken to the Kotwali. So that is why it started getting called Khuni Darwaza, क्योंकि वहाँ पे खून खराबा हुआ था काफ़ी. And it's a very gruesome episode which I've described in my book, The Forgotten Cities. So, any other questions? Because I think we are coming to the end of an hour, so I will be wrapping up. So, anyone else has any questions, then please do ask. And I would again say that you must go there on a Thursday just to appreciate the atmosphere there. अच्छा, वहाँ के ऊपर you will find people of every faith, every religion आते हैं वहाँ, मन्नत मानते हैं, मन्नत बढ़ाते हैं. कोई पुलाव बांट रहा है, कोई जर्दा बांट रहा है, कोई बिरयानी बांट रहा है. And it's just a very festive atmosphere out there. हर कोई अपनी अपनी वो लेके आता है. And as that you don't have to believe in it, and there is nothing negative over there. Anil, the city of ये तो जो कोटला है, that was just the citadel where the king lived. The city was very big. It is extended all the way to Firoz, to Shahjahanabad, to the ridge, to Malcha Mahal. तो शहर तो बहुत बड़ा था. ये शहर मतलब ये तो सिर्फ अब एक किले की बात हो रही है. फिरोज शाह कोटला किला था, फिरोजाबाद शहर था. So I'm wrapping up in 5 minutes. If anyone has anything to ask, so I hope you enjoyed this talk. I did. I liked talking to all of you, and I hope you did too. I recently went to Hisar where I saw, वहाँ पे भी उन्होंने एक पिलर जो है वो मस्जिद के अंदर लगा रखा है, एक पुराना पिलर. So as I said, he was an antiquarian. He loved and Suraj Kund जो है जहाँ पे that is one of the oldest monuments of Delhi. Suraj Kund was also repaired by Firoz Shah. सूरज कुंड जो था वो तोमर्स का बनाया हुआ था, 8th-9th century का है वो. And that was also repaired by one of the buildings, one of the monuments which was repaired by Firoz Shah. So what we see today, अगर if सूरज कुंड अगर preserved है, that is because Firoz Shah repaired it and preserved it. So चलो, thank you so much and enjoy. Stay safe, stay at home and stay busy. पढ़िए, लिखिए, कुछ भी अच्छे काम कीजिए and just stay safe and keep yourself busy at home doing things which you like. Stay mentally fit and positive about everything. Thank you.